All right, everybody. So we got another verse series here, and this is something different, nothing movie related. Tent camping versus camping trailer camping. Now, I've done both. Story goes like this: I grew up in a family full of campers. My grandparents uh, were members at a sportsman's club, and they both had a camping trailer um, out out at that club, and you know the great thing about trailer camping, it's you're not out in the cold like versus like a tent, right? I've done tent camping as well, so trailer camping is great. It's good. It's almost like a mobile home. But of course, you can. I mean, people do use mobile homes. They can't. That's the main idea for them. Um, but some people might say, hey, the idea of camping in a camper, you know, you can get to have a TV in there, and that's not really true camping. Well, I mean, it's either way. I mean, you can listen to the radio and stuff like that. Where tent camping is, you feel more of the nature out. You feel more of the weather conditions. Say a cool night, a hot night, if it's really really hot in the summer, you know, stuff like that. But there are some pros and cons uh, with with both of them. I think for the most part with a trailer camper, you're gonna have to I mean, you'll have a portable toilet in there, right? And as for a matter of fact, I remember when my grandparents, we had to go ahead and we had to empty the portable toilet out at a outhouse on the camping grounds. I'll never forget that, seeing my grandmother do that. I didn't actually physically, see her empty it, but I mean, she would take the bottom proportion of the portable toilet. Of course, it was all closed up, and then you go ahead and she'd walk it into an outhouse, which was an empty outhouse, and then just dump all that in the toilet inside there, and then that's that. So that's like the only downfall of that. Um, I know some campers, they didn't have the water connection. You'd have to use water from a well, and then wash dishes and stuff like that. Uh, that's not so much bad of a downfall, but the biggest downfall is tent camping. I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, I like both, but we're talking about safe here, right? Safe, safe, safe. Tents, you can't lock them up once you're in them. Anybody can come by, unzip it, and get in there with you. Especially in this day and age where we're living in a very, very chaotic and dark world we're living in. I'm really skeptical about doing tent camping myself these days. Oh my gosh, I haven't camped in quite a long time. But I mean, I do enjoy the nature, hiking and kayaking, all that stuff. Um, where you get into a camping trailer, you usually have a screen door and then a main door, and you usually can lock both of those. I just remember the trailer that my grandparents had, the real old one that they had, you were able to do both of that. Then the other trailer that they did have, it was a smaller one. This was like right after my late grandfather had passed away. Um, you were able to lock the screen door to it and the main door, so that makes it more safer because if you get somebody in there that comes rolling in there at night, of course, I mean, you had a guard shack at this sportsman's club, so now nobody could just enter in the sportsman's club. You had to be a member, but you have a guard shack there with a guard in there, and they'll stop you from coming in if you're not a member there at all, or whatnot. But usually, trailer camping is a lot more safer than tent camping. But I've done both; they're great. I felt more safer camping in a tent out there because everybody was a member there. There was really no threat at all. But you're talking about back in the, you know, 80s, 90s when I, did all that stuff when I was a real young kid, out there 2 months out of school for the summer and stuff like that. I've done that, but I've done more trailer camping than I've done tent camping. So, yeah, you got to keep that in mind when you're doing tent camping. You cannot lock the tent doors because it's all zippered up. Uh, but I think I'd feel safe if I was in a group of people that I know or like a group of friends go tent camping and stuff like that. I feel a lot more safer than doing tent camping by myself alone because I see a lot of YouTubers out there, a lot of camping YouTubers, outdoor YouTubers that do stealth camping and stuff. And I'm like, man, don't you guys get a little scared of doing stuff like that alone out in the woods? And you've heard some, seen some different videos on YouTube here about uh, disturbing camping videos and stuff. People looking out in the dark, wandering by somebody's tent when they're in there and stuff like that. But to make this video, to conclude this video here, which one do I prefer? Either way, I like both of them, but the one I prefer the most would be a camping trailer, whether it be a mobile home or a regular camper, is what we outdoors people call it, because it's a lot safer. You can lock both the screen door and the main door usually. If it's not one, it's both of them, but it's just a lot more safer. But so the camping trailer wins this round of the Verse series, which is preferable. Now, let me know, which one do you guys like? Have you guys ever been out camping? Have you guys been out in nature before? And if you have, do you prefer tent camping or do you prefer camping in a camper or camping trailer? This is Fantastic Oracle. Sign off and see you guys back in the next one.